Y'all, pork ribs, one of my favorite barbecue staples, and Blackstone Pellet Grill really knocked this one out of the park, y'all. It's gonna be some good groceries. I'm gonna show you how I do spare ribs. That's some good groceries. To get started, we have one rack of St. Louis style ribs. Now, what St. Louis style is basically a spare rib, and it's cut into a lot more manageable style here. A lot more squared off. Typical spare rib is really big, so they trim off those edges, just make it nice, pretty for your presentation. I like them. I like a baby back too, but today, doing spares. All right, let's talk about the membrane. 50% of people say pull it, 50% say leave it, and then you got, well, that's 125, but at any rate, they say score it. And sometimes I just like scoring the membrane, which is what I'm gonna do right here. And basically you just take your knife, just run it along that membrane right there. And that just helps it break down some. Now let's season this up. We're gonna start off by using some of this Blackstone SPG. That's just gonna give us that salt, that pepper, that garlic, a little bit of a base layer, if you will. After that SPG layer, we're gonna come in with some Blackstone Outlaw seasoning. You can find these at your nearest Lowe's home improvement store. Now, if you notice, I'm not using a binder. I typically don't use a binder, especially if the meat's real tacky. I like to let the meat set just for a little bit. It's all up to you. If you want to use a binder, go right ahead. A little mustard, use whatever your heart's desire. You want to do the same thing, a little bit of SPG, and come in with your Outlaw. I really want a nice bark on this, so really want to make sure this presentation side is really heavily coated. Let's make sure we get these sides, these edges. Got company coming over, you don't want them to talk trash about it, okay? Got some excess. Just tap it nice and gently. I'm gonna let this set for about 15 minutes. That salt's gonna start reacting with that meat. It's gonna start drawing a little bit of that moisture. It's gonna start getting tacky. That tells me the bark is adhering to that meat, and that's gonna be good. After about 10 minutes, you can see the salt has kind of reacted with the ribs, nice and glistening. It's ready for the smoker. Let's head on over there, put it right in the middle. I like to bunch it up just a little bit so it's not stretched out. It makes it cook a lot more evenly. We're gonna let this go for about an hour. As you can see, the ribs are kind of dry on the top, which is a good thing, but we want that moist. So we're just gonna spritz it about every hour to 45 minutes for the first 3 hours. All right, so it's been about 3 hours, friends, and you can see here the bones are starting to retract from the ribs, and that's what you wanna see. It is time to give this some wrap action, and I'm not talking about rap music, I'm talking about aluminum foil here, friends. And what I like to do, and this is all preference here too, guys. Some people do margarine, some people do butter. It just, you know, do your own thing. Just find your way, and whatever you do, I'm sure it's gonna be awesome. I got 2 layers of aluminum foil. That way, just in case the bone might poke through one, you have another barrier, okay? I don't think I told anybody this, but my spritz here is just apple cider vinegar and a little bit of apple juice. You can do whatever. This is what I like to use. You can do all apple cider vinegar. And this is just gonna create a little bit of moisture. We're gonna take our pats of butter. Come on, Pat, old buddy, old boy. A little bit of brown sugar. Y'all don't tell your cardiologist any of this. Old Hussy told you what to do. Now, some people might do honey. Some people might do barbecue sauce. I'm gonna do barbecue sauce. For one, I don't have any honey down here with me right now. Once we got this nice bed laid out for our ribs, we're gonna go over to our smoker, grab the ribs. I wanna put this presentation side down onto that mixture that we put down on the aluminum foil. And then on the rib side, on the bone side, just take a few more pats of butter, a little bit more rub, and a little bit of spritz. And again, just do it however you like, friends. Now it's time to wrap this present, because it's gonna be a present later on. Now I like to use heavy duty aluminum foil here, a lot thicker. Your bones may not penetrate as easily as, say, just a regular standard aluminum foil. And you want this nice and tight, like you're wrapping the best present of your life. Just come over. One thing I like to do first is just kind of come into your ends, and that just helps really lock it in. Now we kept this the meat side is down, that rib side is up here, and that's how we're gonna cook it. We're gonna basically let this rib kind of braise into that butter, that brown sugar, and that barbecue sauce. Let's go over to the smoker. We're gonna let those ribs go for about an hour, and we'll come right back. Our ribs have been in the full pack for about an hour. Let's go check on them. So these are still not quite done, but they are getting there. Look at those beauties. They're already, I'm gonna flip those over. Ooh, look at that color. Beautiful color. We're gonna put these back into the smoker. I'm just going to foil boat these. And what that means is I'm just gonna let it ride in this foil. That way it can tack up a little bit, really get that nice color and that presentation that we're looking for, okay? Now, if you wanted to, you could take this right off, put that right back onto the grill. Either way, however you like to do it. Again, this is why barbecue, everybody does it one way or the other. All right, let's get this back onto the smoker. I'm estimating maybe about another hour here, guys. So 3 hours on the smoker, 1 hour in the foil. Some people go 2, but I like to just go only about 1, all right? Y'all, I cannot wait to show you these ribs. It's been about 5 hours total. Let's go over and see what they look like. Woo! Boys and girls. Lord have mercy. They're gonna be nice. They're gonna be juicy. Oh, they're gonna be good groceries. But look at the color on those ribs. They're not falling apart, which is, you know, some people say, yeah, you can't do that. Fall off apart ribs are pretty good. But man, look at those ribs. Got a little bit of juicy right here. We might pour that over the ribs, kind of like a barbecue sauce, if you will. But man, those things look good. What do you say we give these things cut up and give them a try? I've been eyeing this one right here. I've been eyeing it for quite some time. Look at that. Look at that smoke ring. Beautiful smoke ring. Man. I'm ready. Cheers, y'all. See that bite? Didn't come off? That's a good rib. I pay good money for this rib. Good night. Don't throw this away. Finish slicing these up. I'm gonna pour a little bit right over those ribs. That will be perfect. Guys, I really appreciate you watching and hanging out with me today. Hey, head on over to the Blackstone Network where you'll find other awesome videos just like this. Also, GriddleNation.com where you see awesome swag you can get, shirts, beanies, you name it, hats. Hey, get you hooked up. Hey, I'm Matt Hussey, and that's some good groceries.